If you smell what the final boss is cooking.
Your beard was struggling until you found the elegant Sasquatch.
It's Suplex Syndicate time! Let's get ready to rumble!
Did it now. Chaos, you should have put this one in the vault, man. They not ready.
I
They don't know what's
am
coming,
Tactical
man.
Santa, the
we
smack
gonna drop this
talking
on
slave
right here.
walker,
Y'all ain't
the
ready for
Michael
this.
Jordan of
Y'all ain't
Kringle
ready for none of
Jingle!
this. Your boy's a bad man.
If you're not down with the Squatch, you can suck it!
Shock the world, now I'm standing
Spray and slay with the fragrance feed!
You can't open out your head to the track. Fuck the water down rap, we be taking it
You
back.
can't
Give it to me straight,
teach
ain't
that.
no chasing it. Check yourself in the mirror, ain't no
Hey!
facing it. Cause you
What am I
playing
doing with these two clowns?
It's the master plan, we got the planet on hold. We all over the streets like your favorite sneaker, breaking up your sound like a drive-through speaker. Everything that I be spitting is strong. After I rock, fast forward through the rest of the song. We the monkey wrench that's gonna ruin your plan. And don't fuck with John Cena, I'm a bad man.
With the mic in my hands, I'm a bad man. Even in the fight with my hands, I'm a bad man. Living in the streets all my life, I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man. With the mic in my hands, I'm a bad man. Even in the fight with the
Sponsored by the elegant Sasquatch.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy 30 Spray J, the Fragrance Fiend, Apex King, and I am with my brother, the American Sasquatch, the elegant Sasquatch. Chris, how you doing, bud?
I am great. How you doing tonight? You all right?
Man, it's been a week. But things are looking up. As you can see, it is only the dynamic duel of us two. Tactical Santa is going through some personal family things going on, and we just want to give him our condolences and our prayers. He will be back with us at his own pace and time.
Shout out to Dino. Take as much time as you need, sir. We got you. We're going to hold it down as much as we can over here, all right?
So it has been a week of some wrestling. We have Raw, SmackDown, and the Elimination Chamber on the
Yeah,
road to
yeah,
WrestleMania.
yeah, yeah. It's been an interesting week. We are just me and Jay are just gonna hit the highlights of Raw and SmackDown because we've got a lot to go over for the Elimination Chamber. So starting off with Jay Uso got he won his qualifying match against Bronson Reed and original El Grande Americano. During that match, Bronson Reed actually blew out his bicep. He popped the muscle off the bone or the tendon off the bone, so he's going to be out 6 to 8 months. So there goes another monster from the Vision gone, which is kind of crazy.
So,
So you had that, and then there was more with Jey Uso on SmackDown for some reason, which was kind of weird this week because they were doing both. A lot of wrestlers were doing both shows, and I didn't understand that. But all right, so you had that. Then you had Raquel Rodriguez, who was my pick to win the Rumble, the Elimination Chamber, to qualify for the Elimination Chamber on Monday. So she, so that was awesome. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman came out, and they basically did an open challenge for WrestleMania, which is kind of crazy. So whoever wants to challenge Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania, they didn't have anybody come out yet. So they have, how many days? It was like 56 days or 55 days from now until Mania to go through.
I think it was a ticket booster.
Oh, it had to be. It had to be.
Ticket sales are not going over well with WrestleMania. So, of course, Brock Lesnar being the main attraction,
Yep,
they've got to start to hype that.
Exactly. And then the next big thing that actually happened, probably the most important thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, was AJ Styles officially retired from the WWE. The only reason why he didn't retire in Saudi Arabia is because he said he wanted to retire in his home crowd, which makes 100% sense. I get that. So he is now officially retired. Apparently, the Undertaker came down, and he is going into the Hall of Fame this year, which is kind of crazy. I've not seen a wrestler retire and then automatically go into the Hall of Fame right away.
Yeah.
And they also haven't announced who else is going into the Hall of Fame this year, not that I know of.
Stephanie McMahon.
Is she? Okay.
Yeah, that was a couple months ago on her birthday, maybe.
Okay.
Undertaker was in the crowd with her. Undertaker's been doing the coming up to people and telling them they're in the Hall of Fame. So I remember.
Now the Undertaker is just a messenger now.
Yeah. I will say it was a little more shocking to me about AJ Styles' retirement hitting on Raw because I thought since he didn't put the gloves down in Saudi, that maybe we were going to get maybe a retirement from WWE, but then he would do some TNA things or something.
Yeah, you know what? That's still up in the air, but
I think he's done. I
have a feeling he's going once he retires. He's going to go backstage and either be a trainer or be like I can see him being a trainer. Because I don't know if he has a school. Because I know there's a bunch of wrestlers that actually have wrestling schools. Like Seth Rollins has one, Cody has one. I don't know if he has one or not. So that's always in his future. So you got that. But that was really, and then Liv Morgan attacks Stephanie Vicure. So that's going to be the match for WrestleMania. Which okay, all right, I'm here for it. I kind of want to see what they do. So
yeah.
But
I would the two main things though besides that would be what's left for the Vision story.
Yeah, there's two people left of the Vision that are not hurt. You have Logan Paul and you got Austin Theory, and that's it.
what was that group that Paul Heyman had? It was with Ryback and somebody else.
And yeah, they were trying to be Evolution, and they weren't.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was not, as Dino would say, it would be a Chimu version of Evolution.
Yes. So I don't know. I'm not. They're two great wrestlers. I'm trying to take Logan Paul's YouTube face out of my thing. He is a
Yeah,
good wrestler. I
yeah,
just don't know what those two can do, and hopefully we get something still going with this Vision story because there's so many injuries
yeah.
now. Bronson's out, but Seth could be coming back soon. Who
We don't know. Like we still. I mean, he's been doing the media circuit, but he
Mhm.
hasn't really said when he was coming back. I don't know if he got cleared. I don't know anything like that. I haven't found that out yet. So
It doesn't take a stomp, or it doesn't take a shoulder to do a stomp, though. So could
this is true.
could the masked man still be Seth Rollins?
Possibly. We shall see.
We shall see. Let's continue on. How about some AEW real quick?
The biggest thing in AEW this week, there was a women's tag team match. Willow Nightingale and her tag team partner was taking on somebody else. I'm sorry, I don't know a lot of the AEW wrestlers' names, but one of them did a shooting star press from the inside of the ring to the floor. Didn't really get caught. The two female wrestlers on the floor didn't catch her all the way. She jacked up her ankle. But the biggest thing was Brody King challenged Swerve Strickland for a match at Revolution, and I'm here for it. Brody King is a fantastic wrestler. I'm a big Swerve Strickland fan. So
You make a good point. Both of those guys are great wrestlers,
yep.
and we know their names
Yeah.
because and if they can make a name where they're at, or some independent factor or whatever, man, if they come over to WWE, that, I mean, it's still the mothership. WWE is still the mothership of everything wrestling. You can say all you want about, oh, AEW does this better, WCW did this better, but everybody's trying to get to the main event of WWE still,
Exactly.
30, 40 years later.
And you know what? Until Brody King actually hit AEW, I didn't know he was in a band. And his music's actually pretty good, surprisingly. Yeah.
What? I gotta Google that.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be something that you would be into because no, just for the simple fact that it is pretty hardcore. But yeah, you don't look like a hardcore type of guy.
Okay, first of all, you don't judge a book by its cover. You can smell me, but you don't know
I mean,
everything
you are
about
wearing a suit jacket. I don't know how hardcore that is. Just saying.
Okay.
All
right. So
that was AEW. There wasn't. That was probably the biggest thing. So Revolution. I can't wait till that Swerve Strickland match come up. So what happened on SmackDown this week?
Oh man, SmackDown had some. It was the last SmackDown before Elimination Chamber, so there was going to be some chaos going on. And since Jey Uso won on Monday, which he really wasn't supposed to win, it was supposed to be Bronson Reed that did win and go into the chamber. Right before the show started, Jey Uso was mysteriously attacked backstage and took him out. He wasn't. Is he going to be a part of Elimination Chamber? Who knows? I did love the commentary of Trick Williams. 1 down, 4 to go.
Exactly.
You're just making this easy for him. This man is a star. You give him a camera time of 10 seconds, he's gonna make something pop for you. And so that's I like him. Drew McIntyre was shown backstage. Eyes locked in on Cody, hinting at the collision course and all that. So real quick, Obi Fema beats The Miz, and The Miz had a decent promo against Oba, but You even see the Miz do the strut,
Yep.
but you knew it was going to be a squash match. He steamrolled Miz early. He countering the skull crushing finale into a massive power bomb and a fall from grace for a win. Carmelo Hayes beats Matt Cardona, which
that was actually a pretty good match, surprisingly.
It was on both parts. Matt is come back into the WWE and he just looks like he's slick like oil. He hasn't missed a spot. I mean, he's been wrestling independently.
He is the heart.
But this also gave Carmelo Hayes a good, show of that he is a good wrestler and deserves what, the belt that he has with the US title. Jordan Grace defeated Candice LeRae. It was a decent thing. The only thing is Johnny Gargano presence on the outside. I don't know what they're gonna do with him without Tama being gone.
Yeah, you know what? This is the first time that Jordan Grace actually picked up a win since she got called up, because she's been losing. She's lost every match. This is the first time she's got a win. So, hopefully they actually do something with her now.
I think that there's more going on. I think she's going to be in a bigger picture later on with, Jade and everything else. But we did get the irresistible forces of Nia Jax and Last Legend. Did that name just happen, or has that been a thing?
I mean, they were playing around with a couple different ones, but that one is the newest one. So,
irresistible forces.
Yep. I'm okay with it.
Okay. Yeah. They defeated Rhea and Io Sky for the tag team titles, and about time that they put some light on these girls because they are a decent tag team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it is that like they got two monster heels, and with SmackDown, all the women wrestlers outside of Jade and like two other people are all in the female tag team division. So I'm glad to see that they're starting to maybe break them up and actually have a women's division on SmackDown. So, and not just a tag team division.
And that, I mean, Rhea and Io, that storyline is done. It should be done. Like they did all that they could do with it. Let's continue on with and Nia Jax and Lash together. They are an irresistible
and
force.
Lash actually pinned Rhea to win the titles, which was really shocking because I could have swore that if that would have happened, it would have been Io taking the pin, because they don't really want to make Rhea look weak going into the Elimination Chamber.
I think that just sets up for a future Lash versus Rhea, though, because Rhea does need some new opponents.
Yeah, third.
So then we had the main event, which was supposed to be Logan Paul and Jey Uso, but it turned out that Jacob Fatu had to take the place of his cousin. And it was a good match between the two. They're both good high flyers. Plus Jacob's intensity of everything that he does in the ring. There was some interference with McIntyre. There was a brass knuckles moment, which Logan hit Jacob with the brass knuckles, and Jacob Fatu actually kicked out of that punch.
Which is crazy.
And then McIntyre hits Jacob with the belt off the rope. What I like about it is that Drew McIntyre is attacking everybody that wants him.
Yep.
He's just lining up contenders.
So is he? He is trying to do what CM Punk is doing on the other brand, where he's a fighting champ. He wants to fight everybody and anybody, not just not going the Roman Reigns route.
But I also think that there's that heel-ness about it too, because obviously he's knocking out Jacob because he don't want to face Jacob. He'd rather face Logan Paul.
Yep.
If that was to happen, please no. So After the match, after it all was said and done, Cody Rhodes confronted McIntyre in a heated exchange, and that's going to officially book Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre next week on SmackDown for the WWE title again.
Yeah. So it's that should be interesting. I can't remember the last time a world champ. No, I can't say that. That just happened, but previously, up until McIntyre went in on regular TV, I can't remember the last time a title changed hands.
That's true. That's true. I'm just glad that they keep going on and on with McIntyre's run,
Yeah.
like actually giving him a decent run, give him a good storyline and everything to this whole thing, because I was tired of I had a title reign during COVID and that whole storyline of crybabiness. I like this confident, this attacking, cerebral assassin type Drew McIntyre, because this gives me nostalgia of old Attitude.
Yep, 100%. So
hold on before we get into the chamber. I do want to shout out that Uncle Howdy did beat Solo Sikoa, thinking he was going to get his lantern back and just to be attacked again, and the lantern taken once again. So Wyatt Six did get a win on the MFT.
Nobody cares.
And nobody
No.
cares.
And with you being of a fan as you are of the Wyatt Six, you don't even care.
No, okay, so it's not that I don't care. It's the fact that it's so minuscule. Like, these stories are so small, and it's so much lower to how they would do if it was Bray Wyatt.
And it just doesn't it's not paying off. That storyline died like 6 months ago, and it's stale, and everybody nobody cares. Like, not one person. I can't. You can't find one fan of WWE that's going to turn into SmackDown and say, "Hey, I want to see the MFTs versus the Wyatt Six." You don't see one person, including yourself, Jay. You can't say that with a straight face.
No, you can't, because the minute and a half promos that they're giving the Wyatts and everything, this storyline could be so much deeper. Like, they took the light from the Wyatt Six. Okay, let's morph these guys darker. Let's give them darker masks. Let's give them darker characters. Let's bring on the Fiend 2.0 that Bray never got to do. Like, let's make this bigger than what it is. You guys are treating them like they're C-rated wrestlers when you wanted this to continue on for Bray Wyatt and Wyndham Rotundum. So if you want to put this, the mystical and the magical and the Undertaker-ness and the Aleister Blackness and everything, they could do so much more. And hopefully now that they got the lantern again, maybe they'll start twisting it a little bit more and giving them more. You got nobody on injury list on MFT. You've got nobody on the injury list on, the Wyatts.
You don't really have much of a storyline to go with it, so it doesn't really matter. At this point, they might as well just break them up and have them go their separate ways, because they're not. I mean, you can have Tama Tonga and Tama Loa go out and be the Gorillas of Destiny, and you'd be perfectly fine with that. Sikoa needs to be by himself because he can carry that by himself. The Wyatt Six, I have no idea what you would do with them. But send two of them down to NXT, maybe. I don't know.
I'm just hoping for a bigger. I want Bo Dallas to get to the level that Bray Wyatt was at, and I think that he could have already been at that spot if not for the passing of Bray. But I'm still, because I'm a diehard fan, I'm still tuning in, hoping that something is going to start growing from it,
And it's not going to happen. So we're just, I don't know. All right.
Okay, so on to Elimination Chamber, now that I've gotten my spiel out.
All right. Elimination Chamber was, it was interesting, put it that way.
Okay.
The show opened up with they were in Chicago. They were in CM Punk's hometown. The crowd was kind of hot. What it sounded like, if you could actually hear the crowd over the fake noise that was pumped in. The show itself started off with the female elimination chamber, which I don't know why they always do this. Like whenever it's like either the Royal Rumble or when they have the two going at one time, like why do they always start out with elimination chamber match or a Royal Rumble match? You know what? They should have started out with the CM Punk match and then went from there. But I'm at this point, I'm actually glad they didn't do that because we're gonna get onto the CM Punk match later. But the elimination chamber was it was Tiffany Stratton, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, and Kiana James. And Kiana James and who was it? It was Kiana and Tiffany. They started off the match. They started off hot, which was kind of crazy. I don't know a lot about Kiana James because I don't watch NXT, but apparently she was really, really big in NXT. And from what I've seen just with Tiffany, and I'm not a Tiffany fan at all, I don't see it. They actually put on a good 5-6 minutes before the next person came out, which was really, really great. And so that was awesome. So
yeah. I know that there was some wardrobe malfunctions, and that has gone viral. And I hope that WWE does everything that they can to get all that taken down, because they should have been a little bit more on point with the whole blackout and censoring of it.
yeah. And
go
ahead, Jay.
I'm, whenever it's the company's fault, they always try to blame the individual. So I really hope that they continue to utilize her and keep it going, because, you don't need to turn from wrestler to OnlyFans. Not by your own accord. If you want to do that, that's on you. But they should really try to at least maybe an apology.
Maybe. No, I do have to mention before when they were announcing everybody before the match, there was a moment between Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley that was interesting. Like, because Alexa Bliss was already in her pod, and Rhea got announced after her. And they had a moment. So I have a feeling they're going to be setting up something in the future with those two, which I don't know how well that works, because one is so much bigger than the other one. And it's just, I don't know. That's one of the main reasons why I can't take Alexa Bliss seriously as a heavyweight, as a world champion, is because of her size. She's like 5 foot, you know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know.
If they give her the right opponents, Liv, Io, all the girls that are smaller, but like you said, but there's the men's heavyweight championship, but the women's championship is just a women's championship. So it doesn't really matter about the size. It's just a matter of the storylines that they write. And like Shifty said, all the storylines in WWE are rushed, and all they do is rush the storylines with no buildup. We're starting to see a lot of long-term stories that
no payoffs.
But no payoffs, because injuries after injuries after injuries.
Also, they're writing from week to week. They're not writing 6 months from now. Like, and you can tell, because like they'll go from last week to this week. Okay, now what they're gonna do? Oh, let's just throw another mask man out, or let's just do that. I'm like, there's no, you're not gonna have A to B to get to C and D. It's just gonna go from A to D, and then you got to figure out what's gonna happen there, and it sucks. And that's what a lot of people or a lot of fans are saying, that why they're actually not liking the storytelling that's happening in WWE. So why a lot of people are going to TNA and ROH and AEW because of that. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but it's true. It's like the storytelling is terrible, and I don't know what the hell Triple H is thinking, But
and I seen an interview with Paul Heyman where he was like, we're not even writing for Saudi Mania.
Yeah.
We need to be writing for Saudi Mania to set up for Vegas Mania.
Yep.
Because if you write 6 months in advance, you're going to have all the storylines that you need to get to that
Yep.
point.
Yep.
So they just need to start thinking about the bigger picture.
But going back to the match actually was pretty decent. Raquel Rodriguez looked like a goddamn monster. She was destroying everybody. Yeah.
Two and
Yeah,
one, right?
she ended up pinning 2 women at one time, which was kind of crazy, which I don't think I've ever seen before. So she was just knocking out everybody. Asuka blew the mist into Alexa Bliss's face, so she got pinned by Tiffy. So it broke down to Tiffy and Rhea at the last 2, which was kind of nuts. And Rhea did a swanton bomb off the top of the pod, and when she hit, she was flopping around like a fish. I don't know if she was like legitimately injured or she was really trying to play up her back injury, but it did look painful. Like, because I don't remember seeing Rhea fly, and especially flying off the top of a pod onto somebody laying on her back, But and so Rhea did end up picking up the victory, and so it was okay. So we're gonna get Rhea versus Jade Cargill in one of the nights in WrestleMania, which okay.
You knew it was happening.
Yeah, as soon as Rhea lost the titles, the tag team title the night before, I was like, she's gonna win the Elimination Chamber. So we got that to look forward to, which I'm like, all right. That match itself, I gave that match like a C. If it wasn't for I picked up from you, Jay, Raquel moments, the match was it was decent. You know what I mean? Raquel, I have a feeling, and I'm gonna say it now. It's gonna be a future prediction. So Liv is gonna win the title at Mania. And then at Backlash, Raquel is going after Liv for that title. I can see it. They're setting it up now. I can see it. This is 2 straight.
Get her out of Judgment
This is 2 straight pay-per-views that she was just a monster. She was a monster in the Rumble. She's a monster in Elimination Chamber, and I'm here for it. I like this. Like I said, I give the match overall a C. It was. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. So you give me a C match, and I'll give you a D match because we had the Women's Intercontinental Championship between AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. You know what? I can't even give it a D. I would say this was probably one of the worst matches I've seen in 6 to 10 years.
Me and you both had D's on it on this match. It was the issue with it was, I don't know if it was just ring rust on AJ's part, but it just seemed like it was stop and go herky jerky, and somebody was waiting for somebody to do a move. There wasn't, and then they did I've never seen a ref stop somebody from going into an unprotected turnbuckle before. That one got me. I'm like, I've never seen that before, and I'm like, okay, so you stopped one, but you didn't stop the other one, which made no sense. I'm like, you can't have one and then the other. But this is also this is kind of continuing the feud between that ref and Becky Lynch, which when was the last? It hasn't been since the 80s, and the 2 referees and Hulk Hogan.
No, man, Earl Hebner.
Yeah. Hebner and his brother. Since that was the last time I remember a wrestler having an issue with a ref messing up. So I don't know if that's going to come up in the future or what, but this match was like, I don't know
for what it was. For what it was,
it had, there has to be. There's always that one match between one decent match and another really decent match to kind of amp down the crowd so they can get amped back up for the next match. And that's the only way I could say it. And this was that match, because the next match was the CM Punk versus Finn Balor match, which, to be honest with you, was the best match of the night.
All right.
It was
real quick. AJ Lee did win the Intercontinental Championship from Becky Lynch. Kudos to Becky for. AJ Lee should be the veteran, but to me, Becky Lynch seemed like the veteran in this.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's see what AJ Lee's husband does against Finn Balor.
See, the question I have is, what was the point of having Becky lose to what's her name and lose the title for like a week, just so she can gain it back for 2 weeks, so she can lose it again? Like, what was the point? Like, what I'm saying? Maxine Dupree, what was the point of her losing the title to Maxine, even though now that set up a match that a feud with Natty, which nobody cares about? It's just it just makes no sense at all. I don't get it. But
that's wrestling.
Yeah,
that's wrestling. CM Punk versus Finn Balor. What you got?
Like, I gave this match a B+. This was a great match. It had its moments.
Match.
Yeah, like in my book, it had its moments. Punk did take a coup de grace, I guess that's how you say it. From Finn Balor, which was kind of crazy, but that crowd went absolutely apeshit crazy for CM Punk. Yeah, I understand it's in CM Punk's hometown, and the amount of love for Larry the dog, R.I.P., was incredible. I'm mad that they didn't show the back of Punk's jacket that had Larry on it. But yeah, it was a really good match. And then, what you think about it, Jeff?
First of all, I think this was the first time that CM Punk's been back to Chicago as a champion.
Yeah, it's been I think they said 14 years.
Yeah. So that was a big play of the entrance and everything. But I was really hoping that since Finn lost in his home for the title, that they would actually make CM Punk lose in Chicago. Again, CM Punk is putting some great promos going on. Yep. He is getting some great feuds. I'm actually here for this title run, as much as I hate to say it, but I was really hoping for this Finn Balor push right here.
Yeah, and like, the issue is, it wouldn't have drawn as much money for Mania if you would have had Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns. Because CM Punk, to be honest with you, is the bigger of the two name-wise. So I get that part.
So why didn't they just have Finn finally get another title and win it in Ireland, for CM Punk to win it now in Elimination Chamber for CM Punk versus Roman Reigns? Like, they could have gave Finn something.
They could have, and it would have been like a month that he would have had the title.
Look what they did to Cody on SmackDown.
Yeah, this is true. This is true, but I don't know how much they want to keep losing people's titles on TV, regular TV.
But they do this thing where they do a lot of choppy title runs and passing it back and forth, and then you get somebody as dominant as Reigns that does it for 5 years, and then it's unstoppable.
But he only wrestled like 7 times in those 5 years.
Doesn't matter. You acknowledge the one here.
He is not.
Continue.
He is not no. So, but yeah. So, Punk wins with the GTS, which is great. So now we're going to get a Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. After the match, there was after the show, there was the press conference afterwards, or the show afterwards, and he actually called out Roman Reigns, saying, "Wow, well, why weren't you here?" Apparently Roman Reigns will be on Monday Night Raw in Indianapolis tomorrow, but he's not going to be. He wasn't on the show last night, and CM Punk called him out, and I thought that was really funny. I was like, "That's hilarious."
I think that they keep doing little things like that. It kind of makes Reigns a little bit more of a not so part time, maybe like 32 hours of a full time
Like a
employee.
28-hour
Who
work
knows?
week, yeah. So
28-hour work
yeah,
week, but the rumor is that his contract ends after Mania, and they haven't done anything about it yet. So we'll see how this all plays
yeah, they're
out.
not gonna let that cash cow go anytime soon. So,
Hell no.
so
But we had the Elimination Chamber men's, which was Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, Javon Evans, Trick Williams,
Logan Paul.
and Logan Paul, because they just didn't fill Jey Uso's
Nah,
spot.
because yeah. So with Logan Paul winning, winning that title, that match Friday, he took Jay's spot. That's what it was.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what it was.
he took Jay's
I
spot.
personally, I thought it
Oh,
was gonna be, Brock Lesnar. I thought Brock Lesnar was gonna take out
whoa.
Jay Lesnar, Jay Uso, Jay
Yeah.
Lesnar, yeah, Jay Uso
So
on Friday and saying, yeah, I'm gonna be in the match now. That's what I thought.
so it might have happened that way with LA Knight or something like to that. I think the reason why Logan Paul was it because Bronson Reed was supposed to be in this elimination chamber. They needed somebody from the Vision.
Yep. Yeah.
Be
100%.
in this.
100%. And
So,
the match itself started out with Javon Evans and Cody Rhodes. And
yeah.
Javon Evans, man, the more I watch him, the more I get impressed with what he does. Like he was at one point he did a reverse on an Irish whip and he bounced off the bottom rope and into a dodge, which I've never seen before.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What? Like, I had to rewind it to watch it again. I'm like I like his energy. I'm usually not a big guy when it comes to the high flying, the spot moves. I'm like, there's a time and place for it. But with his
It's very timing.
unlike a lot of people where it takes them time to set something up, his just comes automatically. Like he'll go with something, he'll do a kick off a bounce off a rope that you don't see, and there's no lead up time. Which that's what I'm more impressed with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it had that. Logan Paul actually surprisingly looked really strong in this match. He did, and
Did you see him do his little like pull-ups in the chamber?
Yeah.
Like I couldn't get my fingers in the grates to do that. Like
yeah,
I need a bar.
these sausage like fingers aren't going anywhere near that. Yeah, but he ended up pinning 3 people. He ended up pinning Javon Evans. He ended up pinning Trick Williams, which was kind of I felt bad for Trick because he was getting people thrown at him right and left throughout that whole match. I think Logan Paul was thrown at him like 3 different times, and when I say thrown at him, at one point he got thrown. Logan Paul got thrown off one of the pods. He got thrown over the rope into the folks outside the ring. Like Trick Williams was just getting like his head handed to him.
Speaking of Trick Williams, and to go back real quick, the Trick Williams entrance,
the
pop that Trick Williams gets,
100%.
From being a next star to like I've never seen somebody go to stardom like this. For it, this almost reminds me, and I'm not saying that they are the same because there's two completely different characters, but when The Rock started talking in the third person and got his character down, and then just went over, this is what it is for me with Trick.
The closest thing I could see to that was Finn Balor when he first got called up. Because he had the song and that was the closest thing I could see to it, but this is still above that.
This is
and
above.
It was to the point where you could hear the crowd go crazy. And the announcer started talking about it, and they were talking about the pop, which that was actually an organic talk about. So, unfortunately, Trick didn't really do a lot in this match, which kind of unfortunately he was just there, and it kind of I didn't like that. I that was one of the things I didn't like. That was so like I said. Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and I think it was and was it LA Knight that got taken out by and LA Knight got taken
Whoa.
out by
Why did LA Knight get taken out so quickly? Because LA Knight
he messed up.
He messed up horribly.
I understand botches or mess ups, botches, whatever you want to call them, are going to happen. I get that, but when you have one specific move that you quote unquote really good at, and this is his LA Knight elbow or whatever the hell you want to call it, where he goes from the second to the top rope and then does the elbow, and you screw that up, and Randy Orton is laying on the ground waiting to take this elbow, you're going to hear about it. And I'm surprised Randy Orton didn't pop up and start cursing at him for it. Because like when Drew McIntyre dropped him on one of the ropes with his legs, he flipped out about that. So I was waiting for that to happen, and it never did. And I have a feeling this might be the nail in the coffin for LA Knight, because you screw up on a pay-per-view like that at the main event like that. Logan Paul actually pins LA Knight, and then he gets taken out by I think he got taken out. Logan Paul got taken out by Randy Orton. So
yes, Randy Orton took him out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so there's some more tomfoolery that happened in this match.
Yes.
Just like Friday night, where there was a masked man that came out that.
We're not talking about that stupid little spot.
So there was as Trick Williams is being helped out of the ring after being beat, another masked man starts climbing the cage, which was kind of stupid. I'm like, okay, another one. They get him down, and like 16 people come out and take him to the back. They pull off his mask. Again, another nobody. Nobody knows who he is. After that, a second masked man comes out, and he goes after Logan Paul, and he curb stomps Logan Paul, which actually ends up being why Logan Paul got pinned. And then after that happens, the mask comes off. Ta-da! Seth Rollins appears. Okay.
You know why? You know why he appeared? Is because you don't need a shoulder to do a curb stomp.
Yep. So at the whole time as he's getting beat, he's staring down Logan Paul. He is staring him down. So now I guess we're going to go into WrestleMania with Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins, maybe?
I mean, what do you got left?
Exactly. So you had that, and then after that happened, Drew McIntyre showed up, and he went after Cody, and then he ended up, and that was a big fluffle, if you want to call it that, between him, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes. He ended up getting, RKO'd and the Crossroads, which ended up being led to, after the show, that's what set up the match for Friday, Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. That's what that came from. So after that happened, Randy Orton hit an RKO on Cody Rhodes, and that was the pin. So it's going to be Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. But I have a feeling there's going to probably be like two other people in that match.
Well, it's Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre next SmackDown for the title.
And I have a feeling Jacob Fatu is going to be in there, and then Randy Orton's going to be in there come WrestleMania time.
Yeah. What I liked about it is that Cody Rhodes popped up from his crossroads from Drew McIntyre, stood up to face Randy, and Randy just instantly RKO'd
100% took them all out. So
finally, the Viper finally gets recognition. He wins a big match.
Javon Evans looked like a star in this one. The pop for Trick Williams was huge, but overall the match itself was a C+. It got to the point where it got to the next step, and I understand it. So I gave that one a C+ with that. Actually, you know what? We got to talk about the most important thing that happened on the pay per view, though. They opened up the box.
All right.
They opened up the
Let's.
box.
What you
So
got?
both
Who
GMs
was
opened up the box. There was a
Spin
coffin inside the box,
Some
and
Spenguli type stuff.
and you know what? I'm here for that. I
Me
am a
too.
big B-list horror movie
Yeah.
and fan.
Yes.
I'm that type of guy. So
Me
they
too.
opened up the coffin. Bunch of women come out dressed up like Danhausen, and Danhausen shows up, and he has a catchy song. But the funny thing was, they gave him the most lamest pyro. It was just one poof, and then that was it. And then so
Glad
they're
you
doing
said
a
it.
dance after the women come out of the coffin. They all go into the ring. They're dancing down to the ring, and they do a dance number, which is hilarious. And at the end of it, another tiny little puff of smoke, and then they disappeared. So that was who was in the box, was Danhausen. And if you don't know who Danhausen is, he's a comedic wrestler, very nice, very evil. Face paint, has a great chest tattoo. Look his stuff up on the indies. Go back to AEW where he was before, and it. Damn it, I'm here for Danhausen. Unfortunately, he probably won't be on the main roster. He's probably going to be either NXT or AAA, which kind of sucks. But he signed with WWE.
I think eventually he's main roster capable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess from what I read on internet, Chicago just booed him, but
Which is crazy.
He's very popular. He's very popular.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, there's a wrestling company that makes T-shirts very similar to this. It's called 1 Hour Tees, and a lot of indie wrestlers have their merch through them, and they're out of Chicago, and he's in Chicago all the time. Mm-hmm. So for them to boo Danhausen like that, which is, I think they were probably expecting Jericho, but apparently Jericho's still under contract with AEW. Yeah, it's crazy, but I'm a big Danhausen guy. I like Danhausen. Yeah. So, and he's also buddies with CM Punk. So,
I wasn't a fan until you kind of mentioned him, and then I started watching some things, and you know what? He's right up the alley. 80s kind of horror, funny.
Yep.
Spenguli. I think.
He's a good counterweight to R-Truth. Put it that way.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I like that.
It's campy, but at the same time, like he has a thing about giving out jars of teeth, which he did. So he's campy, but he can wrestle, and when he wrestles, he's really good. He's been injured and he's been off TV for like almost a year. But if you get a chance, go through, watch his indie stuff. He does a tequila dance, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, he's a fun wrestler, and he's going to sell a ton of merch in WWE.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah,
but other times that's not enough either, because future predictions, the merch seller that they let go so hard was Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
And recent interviews Karrion Kross was on, there was a text message from Paul Heyman. Now, I was thinking, wow, they're going to bring Karrion Kross back for Elimination Chamber because they don't have anything going on with the Vision. Could this be a twist? And who knows? Maybe there's something going on, because Paul Heyman is a big hand in the backstage as well. So if you can see that Karrion Kross is doing big things in the indies, he's got a belt in the indies. He's never badmouthed WWE. He's always said that's where he wants to be. Yep. We could see Karrion Kross in the future.
Yep, absolutely.
I really don't know what how are they going to do Danhausen's name?
I mean, Danhausen is one. It's one name, but one word. Danhausen.
Okay, so that's how they did that.
Yeah, I mean, because it's just like he gets to keep his name, kind of like AJ Styles. You know what I mean? That was his name on the Indies. That was his name in TNA. He got to keep his name.
So future predictions, I still say that we don't have a Lesnar opponent for Mania, and I think it's going to be Oba.
You know what?
Femi.
I got two of them. I'm gonna go a little bit different. I'm gonna say Powerhouse Hobbs or Roy Keys because he made his debut and then they haven't done anything with him. But my future prediction is Raquel Rodriguez is gonna face Liv Morgan at Backlash.
Okay. Yeah, because we're gonna get Jade versus Rhea at WrestleMania. We've got CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. I say that if I honestly I see CM Punk beating Roman Reigns, and I see that there being a bigger feud with down the line with Finn Balor, just because passing the torch. We've already done the Finn Balor Roman Reigns thing. No matter when it happens, whether it's Mania or after, it's been done. So I say CM Punk wins it. Sorry, Roman. But then Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. I'm here for this rivalry, and I'm here for Randy Orton versus Cody, because as much as they try to push Randy as a heel, he's always the heel that gets over, and that would be a good time for Cody to turn. I'm still talking about a Cody turn here.
I gave up on that ship a long time ago.
And then, of course, you're going to have AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch in the future, because that's not over. I don't know. They kind of weakened the women's Intercontinental, and that was supposed to be a new title and it's supposed to be so popping, and it's really not.
You know what? I got another one. After Mania, Jada Parker is going to get called up, and she's going to go after that title.
Okay. Yeah, they do need to refresh it, and this is a future prediction, maybe more of a what if. What if Vince McMahon is able to buy back WWE from TKO?
Maybe. Who knows? I mean, he would have to. Yeah. There would be so much in play, and I don't know, like the TV deals, and I don't know who would want to do business with him, and like there's a lot of red tape that has to be that you would have to go through to get to that. So
Cross will be the new leader of the Vision. That would be a good storyline for Seth, because Seth doesn't have any of the main people he wants to attack. Austin Theory and Logan Paul, if Austin Theory isn't a double agent like I've been trying to think he was, then neither one of them are good opponents for Seth Rollins.
Yep.
Well, maybe we do get Cross back.
Maybe.
Let's see. So, or, we still have Zilla coming, possibly, if they don't drop the ball and he goes somewhere else.
Right.
And we could always get the realest one in the room.
Dino would love that. Dino would love that. So,
he's not here tonight. Again, much love and prayers to our Tactical Santa brethren. He didn't say it. I did. We definitely need some Enzo on the mic in WWE.
Oh, by the way, before we go any further, I got to say, Dino's scent is going to be the first one up out of the Suplex Syndicate drop on the 15th. This is the Skywalker. This is Dino's blend. It does come out the 15th, like the other four or the other three. So theelegantsasquatch.com. So I did have to mention that. So
pointless plug. No hurt, no harm, no foul. We're gonna keep it pushing on. I mentioned the Wyatt Six at least 6 or 7 times in a conversation.
Yeah, it doesn't care. It doesn't.
Hey,
it doesn't.
I have a meter.
You have a meter.
I have a meter.
Like what The Rock says, it doesn't matter.
What's in your beard today? Of course, he's got the newest. Nobody has it yet. The Skywalker, available March 15th at theelegantsasquatch.com.
Yes, sir. If you like black licorice, cardamom, plum, crimson plum is in here. There's sandalwood. There's amber. Yeah, it is. It's not what you think. This is a very don't be fooled by the licorice. It's there, but it's a great supporting. It smells fantastic. Can't wait till you guys smell the other ones. The other ones are really great. I'm excited for the 15th. So
March 15th. What I have in beard, of course, is Elegant Sasquatch Dark Seduction. This is probably one of my top 3 favorites from him. And he's getting colognes.
This is
definitely gonna,
Oh, this is gonna be on the website soon too. The Dark Seduction cologne. It's coming. It's coming.
And all this stuff coming at theelegantsasquatch.com. He's also got merch.
Yeah.
This merch
drop some new stuff on the website also. That looks insane too. So
if you're not a beard person, you could be an elegant Sasquatch.
100%. We don't discriminate if you have a beard or not. If you just want to smell good, I got you. If you want to look good, I got you.
Yeah, because he does
it. That's
ElegantSasquatch.com.
Yes.
TheElegantSasquatch.com. New releases this month on March 15th. We are getting the Suplex Syndicate scents from. You've got the Elegant Sasquatch, you've got 30 Spray J, you've got Tactical Santa, and we even got a scent for Gina. Gina's still part of the Syndicate, guys. So, just a little plug right there. TheElegantSasquatch.com, March 15th, tomorrow, today.
No, not today. The 15th.
I mean, go today. There's still good stuff on there.
Yes. And use the word suplex for 20% off. Yeah. So
suplex
for 20% off. So. All right.
You got anything else for this show tonight?
I don't, sir. It was a great show. Like we
Hey, we did it.
Surprisingly, we got through 27 hours of wrestling under an hour. So I'm happy.
Yeah. So for the ones joining us now and for the replay squad, and if you ever check out Suplex Syndicate for all your wrestling needs, definitely check out The Elegant Sasquatch for your beard and for your clothing needs, fragrance, whatever you got, he's got it. From myself, 30 Spray J, the Tactical Santa that's not here present, and the American Sasquatch, the Elegant Sasquatch. Suplex Syndicate, we appreciate you. We are out. Peace.